Night number 2 at the quarry. Well, if you don't have one of these, then you're not getting in here. So unfortunately, people don't respect property, and this poor quarry owner has had a really hard time with people coming in and vandalizing his property. So he has to be, he has to have it double gated. There's a gate out that way, and then I have to have a key for that. And then this thing is double locked. So, you know, this is private property. I've got permission, I've got permits, and we're gonna see if this sunset is gonna be the precursor to a good night of moth hunting. We'll see how it goes. Well, here we go, guys. I'm gonna get my my light rig set up. Hopefully we have better luck than we did last night. That thing got a little wasted with the wind today, but I took my bulbs, so shouldn't be a problem. We'll get that set back up in a jiffy. Well, folks, I've been in my truck talking with my kids for the last hour and a half, and just waiting for the sun go down, waiting for things to start to happen. And this is really kind of disturbing. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's swarms and swarms and swarms of ants. I mean, like thousands and thousands and thousands of winged ants that are all over the sheet. And all these, I don't even know, man. Like, it's disturbing. Ants are all over the ground. They're winged, so there must be some kind of hatch that's happening. I see almost no moths at all. I mean, there's just a couple that I see. So I'll show them to you real quick. Let's see. There's one nododonid there. I think it's, I don't even know. Oh, there's a moth. Oh, there's an Io. Look at that. Okay, so we got a male Io moth tonight. The female came last night. We got a male tonight. Let's see. I don't know where you think you're going, buddy. Oh man, this is, look at all the ants. Look at this. Look at this. This is disgusting. You got to be careful not to breathe. Breathe these things in. There's a click beetle. Like an eyed click beetle, smaller one than the one we get up north. There's not a whole lot, guys. There's a geo. So I think I can count probably, well, there's a Melopodus, Prelata. I can probably count 7 or 8 moths on both sides of the sheet. There's a few little micro guys showing up. Benessia furva. There's a few little micros popping in, but I mean that's it, guys. There's nothing really else to brag about or show you guys. And ants keep landing all over my face. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time and see if anybody else comes. All right, guys. There is one cool moth that has come to the sheet. That is Gonodonna nutrix, I believe. That is a cool bug right there, guys. We have them up near us. They feed on pond apple. There is some pond apple here on Big Pine Key and No Name Key. Looks a little different. It's a little smaller, a little bit more saltwater based. But I am going to take this for a voucher specimen because Gonadonna is a tough one to get, and I don't think I have one from the lower. All right, guys, we've got a monster moth. I think it's a giant sphinx. Yes, it is. Oh, wow. Big female giant sphinx, guys. Okay, this is the moth of the trip so far, for sure, guys. Big female giant sphinx. Cocydius anteus. Or is it a male? No, that's a female. Oh, wow, look at that. I heard this thing hit. I mean, like, it made some noise. Okay, come here. Oh, yeah. Look at this thing, man. Look at this. Monster moth, guys. This is the biggest moth that you can get here. All right, I'm going to show you a little bit about the giant sphinx here real quick, guys. First of all, look at the size of the thing's tongue. This is a big female. In fact, this is the first female giant sphinx that I've seen since I was a teenager. I've seen plenty of males, never a female. Let's see. Watch this, guys. I'm going to show you this tongue. Look how long the tongue is on the giant sphinx. Incredible. Very large moth. I'm super stoked. That right there is worth the trip. In 20 years of being in the Florida Keys, guys, moth hunting, I've never seen a female giant sphinx, and now here she is. Just a monster. All right, so the sphingid action is picking up. This is Protambulus strigilis. It's a beauty too, with the brick red hind wings. She's like, "What are you doing, man?" We got one there, and then another one just came in here. This one, I believe, is more. Oh, it's got the brick hind wings too. So last night we got one strigilis with the orange wings. Now we've got two of the brick colored ones. So pretty cool. The sphinx moths are starting to show up. I like that. I like that. All right, guys. I went back to the cabin to eat a little sleep. The sun is starting to peek over the horizon, but I just want to show you this moon. It's a little sliver. That's what you want to look for. You want to see as little moon as possible when you're moth or any insect collecting at night with lights, because that is what your lights compete with the moon. So you want your light to be brighter than the moonlight, and the full moon on a clear night is no bueno for moth collecting. You might as well just go home. So unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to show you guys, which is kind of odd. I'm gonna get my headlamp on here. There's not a lot here, guys. I'm really kind of sad to say I have all of these millions of male winged ants, but I guess I'll start from left to right. We got Carter's sphinx, flannel moth, that little guy, whatever it is. We got Furva. There's a beautiful Pluto. Oh, look at that thing. Xylophanes Pluto, guys. Even though it's common down here, you never get tired of seeing a big green moth. Come down onto the floor. Epidromia. Let's see. Got a couple of moths on the tripod here. The common Epidromia has that cream-colored band on the tips of the forewing on the underside. Otherwise, they're really tough to tell apart. There's a more hard one to find that doesn't have those cream-colored bands. Oh, we got an Elo Sphinx in flight. She just came to the sheet. female Elo. Hanging out with her cousin, the Pluto Sphinx. All right, what else we got? A parallid. Another Epidromia. Oh, there's Pseudocarus minima. Never get tired of seeing that bug. Wasp mimic. Love that thing. That looks just like a wasp with those big tufted hind legs. Let's see, not a whole lot else on this side, guys. We've got a few little guys here. Another Notodonid. There's a little white Arctiid. I forget what it's called. Forgive me. Go over to the other side of the sheet. It's pretty cool click beetle. They've got 4 or 5 different click beetles at the sheet down here in Big Pine. That guy's really got a really neat pattern on his elytra. My blacklight tube has wiring issues. It was off. All right, there's a Pyactes. Name the Pyactes. Nana octangulata, whatever it is, octangula. There's like 6 or 7 of them down here. Your guess is as good as mine. Actually, let me snap a pic. Send it to my buddy Howard. He might be able to help with an ID. All right, now we're really left with what's on the ground. There's really nothing to even collect, guys. There's nothing for me to bring home. There's nothing rare. So outside of the giant sphinx, for me personally, the giant sphinx female was the one that did it for me tonight. Let me see if there's anything on the ground laying around anywhere. More Epidromia. There's 2 of them here. Here's a Heterocampa zyace, male. Got the big feathery antenna. There's a fresh Strigillus. Oh. Oh, there's a tattered Melopodus, but oh man, it's a pretty species, man. When this thing is fresh right here, that's a gorgeous moth. It is pretty fresh. It's just missing a chunk of a hind wing. Melopodus, is that genuinensis? Oh, he landed on my phone. Ain't he cute? There he goes. Ain't he cute? For the moth collecting in the lower keys, just a few things to speak of. There's plenty of ants. Plenty of ants, but that's not it. That's not what we're after here. Folks, I'm signing out for now from No Name Key. It hasn't been the best moth surveying. You know, there's only been a few things of interest. Probably the moth of the trip so far is definitely the female giant sphinx, which in all my years of coming down here, I've seen several males. I've seen a number of males, Never seen a female, so it's the first time I've seen a female giant sphinx in our Keys project since 2002. Also, it's the first time I've seen a giant sphinx female since I was 12 years old. I've got two females in my collection from when I was 12. Found them on the soccer field. And that's a whole nother story. But actually, I have a whole video on that. You should check out the story on the giant sphinx as I'm sharing about my memories with that species. But other than that, guys, the night before, we got a female Moth. But that's it. I mean, it's really not just common species for the lower Keys. And so I don't know what the deal is with these ants, but that's not what we're here for. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is data. One of the guys that I was talking to from FWC, one of the staff members, was telling me that they've experienced both from Hurricane Ian. Go back up. Irma in 2017. Fast forward last year, 2022, Hurricane Ian passed underneath the Keys. It hit the Dry Tortugas pretty hard, but then went up and hit the Fort Myers area and really destroyed Fort Myers terribly. But the storm surge from Ian, again, really railed as it was passing by Big Pine Key. Just really had a number on the habitat. And they're saying that there's a lot of salinity buildup now from two major storms that pushed major tidal surge into the surrounding habitats. Pushed that tidal surge in, all that salt water leaves its salt deposits in the ground, in the habitat, in the environment. And there's a lot of things are struggling with kind of like two back-to-back major storms within 5 or 6 years. And so, you know, how much does that play into the lack of moths here now? You know, maybe. I mean, Irma was here 2017, and this place was absolutely a disaster, guys. Like there were no trees with any green on them. The storm salt burned all the trees. So I mean, almost the entire island was underwater. Storm surge. It was an absolute disaster. That Cat 5 hurricane just barreled right through the eye of the storm, right through Big Pine, No Name Key. So how do things recover from that? I don't know. We'll see. There's some species here. The Io moth, the Elo sphinx, the Pluto sphinx. These epidromia things, some of these common stuff down here. That's the stuff that we would be finding commonly. But there's always, every time that I had been here collecting and surveying, there's always been a lot more things to think about and look at. And so it's definitely not what it was like it was collecting here 5-6 years ago. So it is good data nonetheless. We're still going to continue to do our surveying efforts and see what's coming. Nothing new to report from this trip. But, guys, that's part of the deal. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Signing out from No Name Key, heading up to Key Largo now, where they haven't had all that salt issue because both of the storms passed underneath Key Largo. So we're going to do a night in Key Largo coming up, and we'll see how things are going there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, let's get out there and enjoy South Florida. Bye now. The no seams are killing me. All right. Well, I just wanted to give you a rundown of the quarry as of May 2023. We've got double gates in the front. One of them's blocked by this big old backhoe earth mover thing. And then let's blur out some of these signs because they're not very pleasant. But this guy Tony, owner of the quarry, has really cleaned this place up. He got rid of the big crane that was here, made it really, really comfortable and visually attractive, to be here. It doesn't look like a dump anymore. Still got these big concrete things in front of the water. He did make a boat ramp, which is pretty interesting. They'll makeshift boat ramp. I don't know what size boat you're going to get down on this thing. That's, yeah, I don't know exactly what you're ramping on this, but he says jet skis. I can see that. But that drops off pretty quick. You're not getting that big of a boat in here. And the cool thing is he did a floating dock. I think some of his barrels are starting to fill up with water, but he made himself a little dock. And I did not fish on the dock. I fished under the dock from the side. But there's little stairs that go down. I'm going to come down here real quick. As you kind of come down, the angle of this thing changes. And as long as you oh, there's only barrels in the front, and he's got big old cinder blocks counterweighting in the front. So it's not a very stable standing situation, but it's a dock nonetheless. I don't want to drop my phone in the water, nor do I want to fall in the water, so I'm going to go ahead and get up. That's it. No name key quarry. Oh, there's parrotfish. Big school of parrotfish. Big boys. Oh, those are big boys. Everything in this place is big, man. I love this place. Thank God.